Welcome back. We are to die for. I think this is episode 16. I remembered on my own this time for the first time past like episode 3. Anyway, thanks for joining in again. My name's Aaron. I'm going to be the DM. We'll do
Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
This is
I'm a
Renee,
forever
meeting
DM. So,
welcome to our D&D meeting.
Yep.
My name's Aaron.
No, that's next week.
Whoa.
All right. So we'll do our quick introductions as usual, starting on my left.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm playing Boz, the Wood Elf Druid.
I am Alyssa. I am playing Eala, the reborn High Elf Warlock.
Well, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
That's what she
Hello.
Just now, a second ago.
Hello, I'm Michaela. I'm playing Helene the Halfling, and I am a rogue.
Hello, I'm Jaden, and I'm playing Azure, the giant barbarian tiefling.
He's a red tiefling, just to make sure.
I'm red.
said. Yeah. Just
Yes,
because his
we
name is
messed up.
Version to
Azure.
everyone's beliefs. I am red.
Blue.
And together we are to die for or dying. We've been sick recently too. So,
I'm sorry.
Allergies.
I don't identify as sick yet.
yeah, no, I do though.
Really, you don't?
That was me last week.
It's just all the fires
You
True.
know
and
what?
asthma.
What?
We don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Chicken butt.
You're chicken butt.
Oh, go ahead and show mans since you already waved it.
Show him
We have
off.
mans.
Creepy ass hand.
Better
But
pictures
That
will be
creeps
posted.
me out more now thinking about it. I'm like, that thing is crawling around and crawling up on people, and it's like dead and decaying.
Go
and
ahead
and
it
give me a
kiss.
smells great.
Give me a kiss.
I'm
you just have to.
gonna blow chunks, man. Not doing
Oh,
it.
you said the C word. God.
Cod?
God.
Yes, God.
Corn on the cob. All right. Well, with that, our crazy's already showing.
It's just
But
ADHD
hopefully
right there.
that's why you tune in. Let's be honest. If we didn't have it, we'd probably be boring. Hopefully, we're not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
with that being said, introduction's done. Let's jump into it. So last time, not a lot happened, honestly.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I got the best nap ever.
Yeah, ultimately, Eala took a nap, but given her state and what we've worked out, her naps range from anywhere from about 3 to 7 days sometimes. This caused
we
Dakith,
know.
her elven blacksmith date from the night before, to panic and run to the inn where
I killed her.
he's like, oh my gosh, she's dead, which he wasn't wrong, but not exactly right. Which
They're like, duh.
yeah, which confuses the crap out of him too. He has still not processed all of that. He's a blacksmith and not a scholar. Like there's reasons for that. But actually I was going to say but all this stuff happened. Really not too much happened. Everyone checked in, but Eala's fine and Man stuck with her the whole time. Kron also kind of kept an eye out while the rest of the party kind of went
Her
and
best friend.
did their own thing for right around 5 days' time. The biggest notable things, Azure went and swung a sword in the forest a bit and helped with Dakith. Wow.
Take some mad skills, man.
Helene was kind of here and there, so Boz was as well. There was one interaction where Boz met up with another one of his informants who Helene right now just knows as Bracelet Man. Bracelet Man. And after that, we worked out some stuff off screen, and then Eala woke up, had an awkward conversation with Dakith,
Yeah.
but pretty much that's where we're going to pick up. So, simulating just a little bit ahead, as you did wake up kind of mid-morning. So we're going to skip ahead to that evening, as earlier in the day, you went back to the inn to check in, make sure, hey, they didn't leave. And nope, they're still checked in at the end, but they're all off doing their own thing. So you were able to take the day before arriving back at the inn.
Right.
So we're going to say it's right around dusk. With Eala, you're with Mans and Kron.
Right.
And you've probably been at the inn a little bit, just kind of waiting for people. And that's where we'll go pick up, as Boz, Azure, and Helene
Do all three of us arrive at the same time?
We're going to say yes, just for
Okay.
convenience sake on this.
That's
You
fair.
probably, and especially over the last few days, you've probably started developing a bit of routine in when you're returning.
That's fair.
So the three of you walk into Molden's Inn, which is...
A tiefling, an elf, and a halfling walk into an
That's
inn.
an interesting sight
Yeah.
to see.
You walk into an inn. No one's there to see it almost, though, because it's a pretty out-of-the-way inn, and it's not the best quality.
It's
But
because it was really an out, not an in.
yeah.
Seriously.
I don't know about you guys, but I am hungry. And I could honestly use a drink and oh my god, is that
Oh, hey, the hands up.
Hi.
you? Runs over and hugs her leg.
She's like, okay.
okay,
Hello,
I'm sorry.
hello,
I know you
nope.
don't like touching,
Nope,
but
nope, you're fine. You're
it's good to see
fine.
you awake, alive, awake.
I was
alive.
never. Well, I guess I was dead at one point in time, but
You're
yes,
still kind of dead inside. We all know.
Aren't we all?
you're funny.
I wasn't trying to be funny.
Oh,
Do you want a drink? I mean, you must be thirsty. You've been asleep for like 8 years.
it's been 4 days.
It's 5.5.
Yes, I'll take a drink.
Okay, cool. Hey, boss, you want to order us some drinks?
I'll go order something good.
Yeah.
Well, best he's got.
It's like, I wouldn't bet on too much.
So yeah, Boz goes to the bar, talks to Molden, orders something nice.
Okay.
It's like
Roll
clean
me a
water.
d20.
Clean water. It's Everclear moonshine.
Is that a nat 1? That's
you
a
rolled
nat
it.
1.
You rolled it.
No, his thing
In
over
the
there.
tray, yes.
He rolled a
Was it-
nat.
All right.
You should have known by my facial expression too.
Yeah. So you want something special. Molgos is like, I think I can get you something. And he goes and he walks in. He doesn't go to the top shelf of any of the stuff they have there, but he walks into the back.
Oh no.
And he comes back with
Never good
this-
when they go into the back.
Don't forget I got a -2 to charisma.
Oh boy, even better.
he comes back with just this clouded bottle that seems about half empty. And just hands it over. It's like, this is from my stash, yeah.
This is from my stash.
We're all
It's
Swish it around and there are floaties in the bottom of it.
You do give it a swish.
Floating little chunks.
Oh! Y'all are killing me. Oh, I'm gonna hide.
It's okay, I'm killing myself slowly.
Killing me softly. Oh.
It is a liquid.
She's gonna hurl again.
But besides from that, that's all you know. The cork also seems to have been really driven way past how far it should be.
Scary.
You can't you actually have to take a knife to kind of start working it
Pry
out. Yeah.
I had to bring it to her because he doesn't have a knife.
Okay.
Why do you
just-
think I have a knife?
Not her.
Oh, I
have
was
a
like,
knife. Let me
her.
try.
To her.
So this bottle's yay big.
it's
and
like the
I'm
size of you.
Yeah, that's almost as big as my head. So I'm just gonna
Wrap
kind
arms
of
and legs around it.
sit on the table and I'll put it between my legs and just kind of
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity check.
Cool. 14.
14. So you're working at it very efficiently, and unfortunately that also means, given however Molden put the cork back in last time, the only way to really get it out, especially with daggers, is
in
basically
pieces.
chipping it out.
Okay,
So
screw it. I
the
can
cork
do
is
it.
non-existent
Can I
by the
just-
end, but
Wait,
you get
wait.
it.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I can do
Okay.
it the way that you do it when you're broke and you don't have a wine key and you're moving into a new house and you're like, I'm just gonna push the cork in.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just push it in.
Yep.
I was going
done
to
that
say,
before.
you get the cork out, it's just in a lot of pieces, but it's pretty efficient.
Nah,
I
it
don't
works.
think it's
Yeah.
gonna ruin it.
I'm sure he's got other corks around. Now, I'm gonna sniff it because I am seeing it now and
Constitution
I'm
saving throw.
questioning it. Sniffing, just sniffing.
Okay, go ahead and you go and take this big whiff of it.
Is it mead? Is it whiskey? Is it liquor based or is it
Yes.
something
You smell
else?
alcohol. Here's the thing. I would also say that as Helene, you do not have a lot of experience with this. All you know
was gonna-
is that this is a very strong alcohol because it's very, there's no disguising that. But roll me a perception at disadvantage.
Okay.
I bet I can identify it.
You probably could, and if I can't identify it, I'm giving it to somebody else because I'm too scared to take a drink of that. Wow. I got a 20 and a 15.
Wow.
So, I mean, even at disadvantage, I'm still somewhat aware. I got a dirty 20.
It's right in your face. So.
Dirty 20. Wow.
Yeah.
You catch
It smells
just
like
of
man's.
just enough of a hint of
I remember
like
the smell from my early days as a toddler. In the great halls of my home.
yes. When your mother stopped feeding you, you went to a different bottle.
Straight off the
Yeah.
teat.
From the teat to the bottle, and then to a different bottle. Anywho, you catch just a bit of whiff of berry in it that lets you know this is a mead of some sort. But besides from that, like you can't tell too much else, even with the dirty 20. Like it's a mead, but yeah.
Hey, Kron, do you want to grab us a couple of glasses, please?
I'm just going to pour
Sure.
my teacup.
I'll give it to you in your teacup. Do you want to be brave enough to try it? Well, I mean,
What's it going to
You're already
do?
dead.
Kill me?
here you go. I'm not going to try to pour it for you because this thing weighs more than I do.
I'm thinking
Actually, it
Mans
does
is
not.
still
I'm about
like
30
holding
pounds.
on to my hand.
Yeah. No, this probably only weighs like
Like-
8 pounds, 7.
But
like
still,
8
that's
pounds.
a third of me, so
She is very small.
I
this
am
is
small.
this is true.
I am petite.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here you go. I'm just kind of like sit, like kind of holding it propped up, like here.
I'll take it and I will pour myself a glass.
Sorry.
A cup.
Outside voice.
A cup.
So yeah, I'm just watching, just like trying to smell it too.
Obviously, I'm gonna fake a smell because I'm like,
Can you smell?
I can if I force myself.
Do you have a
Yes.
sense of smell?
Yes, if
So
I
you're
force
just
myself.
faking
Will
it.
you shut up? And then I'm just gonna kind of shrug and just take it back like a shot.
All right. As you pour it, you do realize that the liquid itself also isn't that clear. It's a bit cloudy.
Red wines are.
There's nothing in it, but it is like a cloudy liquid.
Have the C word in it.
I was nice.
Thank you.
They are bits of cork.
There's corks in there.
But you go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Do I get advantage because I'm dead?
Are you resistant to poisons?
Yes,
Then
I
yes.
believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
This is constituting as a poison of sorts.
So let's see, 19.
You're fine. You.
I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah.
it tastes normal.
Okay, cool.
Nope, nope.
No.
If anything, not for you.
Let me give me a try.
I'm just gonna pour like this much in there. Be like, "Eek." Trust me, that's all you want.
So yeah, I'm gonna take a little sip.
All right.
Tiny little careful sip.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a con save as, unlike Eala, where, again, your taste buds are very muted unless you're really trying to distinguish taste.
I also got a 19.
Boz, okay. It is,
I want to try it.
you get that bit of, like, berry, but it's a very earthy berry, heavy alcohol, and there's some other odd little, like, underlying
It's one
flavor.
of those things that hits about a second after you drink it.
It's something where the second it goes into your mouth and like it starts hitting the back of your throat, you can tell there's something unique, but it doesn't hit until that like it's half a second later.
So it's like
yeah.
no.
And then as it goes down, like you can
It
feel it
burns.
hitting almost in different stages, which in a way is almost a little bit worrying. But with a 19, you handle it like fine, like you're okay.
I'm gonna pour Thelina, Alina, like a thimble worth, like half a thimble worth.
Half a thimble worth.
Half a thimble worth, yes.
Azure, would you like some?
Helene,
Oh,
here.
sure.
Careful.
It's
little
like 2 drops.
Really?
one. Careful, little one.
Trust me.
It's strong.
So this is the good shit. That's what you're saying?
It's something.
Shit. Yes.
Yes.
It's not good?
Just try it.
You can try it if you like.
Absolutely
Okay, cool.
try it.
Azure
So-
takes it and just
This is awful. You guys gotta try this.
I'm actually gonna drink it kind of like flavor. Like, oh my goodness, words. Wow.
Like swish it around, yo.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
kind of
full
like when you do
wine
a wine
tasting.
tasting. Like you keep it in your mouth for a second and then swallow it. Like I'm trying to taste it. Like what does
Okay.
this actually taste like? I know it tastes like alcohol, but
18.
Okay, so quick question before
Tee-hee-hee.
we get to that. Exactly how much did you actually? You said like truly half a thimble.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
like just a
maybe
few
a
drops.
teaspoon's worth.
That'll be
Less.
half a teaspoon.
It'd be like
It'll
half a teaspoon, yeah.
half a
Yeah,
teaspoon.
it's kind of enough so that you get that, you have the ability to try
Although a
to
thimble is like a shot glass for me.
Yeah. So it's like half a shot.
about half a shot for your size, but still there is almost a limitation of where there's enough to get enough to try to catch the flavor profile of it, but not too much else. Like there's not the real ability to switch it because it's so small. It's kind of like, you know, when the dentist
maybe I'll just kind of look at it and like, seriously, can I get a little bit more? I'd like to actually be able to like taste my drink.
Well, did you react to it at all?
we're saying
going
this
back
happens
in time
before she
briefly.
Okay.
I'm going to fill the whole shot for her, but I'm going to give her a human-sized shot. So
Okay,
I'm just
now
going
I'm
to
gonna
slide
sip that.
I'm
Now
just
I'm
going to
sipping that.
slide a glass to
'Cause
her
that's a
like
big glass for me. That's a glass for me. So.
Yeah. Okay, and then Azure, how much are you drinking at a time?
he just took a swig of it.
Yeah, I took a solid swig.
Take a shot.
Okay, so you're like bottle to mouth and like.
Yeah, and
full-
I rolled an 18 for that.
Okay. Because you're taking so much, though, I do want you to do this save at disadvantage.
That makes it a 10.
Yeah,
better.
let's go.
Okay.
I'm fine with this.
Helene, now that you've been offered basically as much as you can handle at any single time, how big of a drink are you taking from it?
Maybe still like
I'm going to kind of
half of a shot for me, and maybe a little bit more. Like
I'm going to
I'm
egg
not-
her on though. Be like, "Oh, I thought you could hold your liquor. You're not going to drink any more." I mean, come on now. You're the one that wanted it.
You're the one who told me to be careful, Mom.
Actually, it was him.
Now I am
I
gonna
see.
take like
it was him. You're a mom now. Congratulations.
I got 2 moms, guys.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm just taking 1 gulp of it. Because-
Constitution
Gulp.
at disadvantage, then.
Okay.
Oh no! What was it?
I got a 3.
Yes.
I was
Okay.
hoping to roll a 1 because I could re-roll it, but yeah.
A little too high, and then way not high enough at the same time.
I just picture you like hiccuping like Dumbo when he got drunk.
Okay.
Whoa.
Someone's
So-
sipping about Wuzzle Smash.
Azure and Helene, since you two go and take this giant gulp of whether it's the swig or the intentional gulp from a glass, a few things happen. First is that, in an odd way, the fact that you're taking a gulp, the flavor profile is different from you guys than the others. Both of you actually get much more of a very earthy sense. Maybe because the act of doing like a larger gulp has actually kind of like raised a bit of sediment instead of like a little sip.
Okay.
So you got the C
if
word.
there are chunks in it, I'm gonna hurl chunks.
There's not.
It was more of a cloud.
It
Yeah.
was a cloud.
Cloud.
For you
It's
wonderful viewers out there, the word chunks is like when people say moist.
Moist.
But
You don't
for
like
me,
the
it's
word moist?
chunks. No, moist is fine. It's chunks and chunking and
Chonky.
Up chunk.
Up chunk.
oh my god, guys! And here I'm the one that painted the decrepit hand, and I'm grossed
It
out.
does look amazing.
It does.
Ta-da.
Okay, so anyways, what
Anywho.
happens to us?
You blow chunks.
So now you're doing.
Both of you
It's fine when I do it.
like the alcohol is going to hit you very hard, but you
I
are
know.
both extremely nauseous, and your stomach is just getting worse and worse by the moment right now.
I'm just
Molden,
gonna
can you bring some bread?
scoot a little bit away from Helene.
As I start to turn
Yeah.
green, I'm like,
Molden,
And
can
it
we
is
get
that
some bread over here?
sensation of you feel it hit your stomach. But then instead of like other alcohol where it might like start to like the warmth starts to spread, this feels like it's almost just trying to push down painfully.
It's climbing its way out.
Yeah. Like it's already trying to escape one way or another.
No. Were
And
you two unable to hold your liquor? You got this, Helene. Just swallow.
Bread, please, Molden.
I don't
Please.
want to hear it from you. I don't want to hear this from you. At all. I was starting to miss you. And now I'm really not. Like,
Every
it's
time
been
you-
5 minutes together with you, and I'm already sick of you.
Every time you hiccup, it just makes it worse too. It like
It's
a
like
little
when
bit
you-
starts coming up to your nose every time you hiccup.
Oh,
It feels like your body's
gross.
trying to reject this because of how much you took in. Azure, you are in a similar boat as well. Maybe just not showing it as outwardly, but it is
You're like
awful.
stoic and composed, like, yeah, I feel fine, guys.
Yeah, he's got like tears falling out of the corner of his eyes, and
no,
like
no, this
snot
level, it's
running
like
down
you're-
his face.
Like there's a little bit of snot, one's a tear, the other's just like a drop of blood that's starting to come. Like it's bad.
Come on, now it wasn't that bad. I'm just gonna finish my teacup.
You're dead.
I am. Good visual orientation.
Yeah, and
there.
then Boz will finish off his tiny little bit. So he's running off with half of shot he had.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't
So-
pour you that
No.
much.
He's
Helene.
old,
Is a prideful thing. And she's trying to prove something, so I'm probably going to take another small
Oh,
sip
God.
here.
Okay.
Because I'm
Okay.
sitting here like, yes, I can hold my liquor.
though. Bread,
Alright.
please, bread, quickly.
Do you have a bucket? we
Definitely
need
a
a bucket.
Bread and a bucket. Bread in a bucket.
Why is this roll so much better than the last one?
Because for some reason I'm trying to prove something now, so of course I can do better.
Did you roll with disadvantage though?
Anything
Yep.
you can do, I can do better.
Okay, what'd you
I can
get?
do anything better
At
than you.
disadvantage, I got 14.
You're holding it. Now, that is still with a caveat that you took some more and your stomach is feeling even worse. Like this sensation is just growing, but you're able to outwardly keep your composure, even though it is obviously strained.
I'm gonna pour a little cup for Mans just to like dip his fingers in, just because he feels left
Does he
out.
drink through the tip of his fingers?
So
Just
yeah, no,
osmosis?
he sticks this little bony pinky in there and just kind of
Ew.
swirls it around.
It's like a straw.
Sure.
He's
gonna
a
make it even-
mosquito.
It's gonna make it even cloudier now.
Yeah.
Is he related to Mork?
Okay.
Kron returns. I brought the bucket.
Did you guys really?
This was more
I'm
Molden.
I'm just gonna put the bucket right between the two of them, and be like, and I'm sure the bucket smells awful. Because
This
Oh man.
No, it's-
so okay, this bucket that Kron grabbed, he did not ask Molden. He just when you asked
walked over and grabbed a bucket.
what he did, he went, he saw a bucket on the ground.
No.
He emptied it what seemed to be with like water that they
Okay.
were like mopping the floor with. So it's just mop bucket water.
Okay.
Which isn't bad,
Mop
but again,
bucket
it's also
water is
Molden's in.
disgusting.
It is not nice. So there is a
it's got
bit
some
of that
mold on it.
kind of. It's that wet mold, like almost.
Corn chip BO floor
That
foot
weird-
smell.
But it's that
foot
he-
smell.
It's that foot smell, yes, with a little bit of then
Oh.
just like outside smell.
It's the wet men's locker
Okay,
room smell.
so
Yes.
with her setting this right next to me, I did roll to see if I would throw up at this. You can set the DC, but I already have my roll.
Okay.
I rolled an 8. Do I puke now?
Give me one more roll.
At
see
disadvantage
how
or normal?
To see
At
how
normal.
much you puke.
15.
You do puke, but you're able to hold it in. It's that
Oh,
bit.
even worse!
Yeah, it's like that small amount, so it's not completely. It's not a full blown, but it's just
You're like
enough.
you
where-
felt it come up and you swallowed it
Yeah,
back
you
down.
fills your mouth and you swallow it back down.
Azure, I think I'm gonna step outside for some fresh air real quick. And just like hop off the table and kind of waddle outside, kind of holding my belly just a little bit.
Azure goes to do the thumb up. Actively shaking.
No, we're good.
Children.
Molden then comes back. It's like, I mean, so I got some leftover bread from this morning.
That should be fine.
Where'd the little one go?
She told him to take a breather.
Do you
Apparently,
still want the bread, or
Yes.
yes.
please.
But
Okay.
your delightful drink did not sit too well with her.
It hits strong, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was.
all right.
it
Is
was
she old enough?
Oh, yes.
You're gonna lose your liquor license.
She's a halfling. She just looks younger than she is.
Okay. I can never keep all the ages for different races straight anyway, so. But no one checks here, so it's all good. You didn't barf. Oh, you're using my mop bucket. Do you want me to bring the actual barf bucket?
Yes.
We would appreciate that. Thank you.
He goes and takes away the bucket. And then comes back a little later
With a stinkier bucket.
with a very much stinkier bucket. And he puts it right next to Azure because that's where the other bucket is. Kind of looks at you, Azure. There you go, bud. This bucket's tried and true.
Might as well just go use the chamber pot instead.
Italy?
With the stinkier one, this is where Azure might break, we'll see.
Does he break? Does he break?
What would this be, a con?
Yeah.
Yep.
Even at disadvantage, that's a 15.
I'm going to say no, but it is making your situation worse because there
Your
is an
stomach is
odor
full.
coming
I
from
feel
this now.
disgusting
So,
right now, but
Just
I
to torment them, because, I've been asleep. I need to catch up on some things. I'm going to pick the little glass up that Mans was circling his little finger in, and I'm going to just throw it back.
I'm outside.
She's outside.
That's okay.
outside.
He's not.
I see it too, and it's like, no, please, no.
It has the same flavor.
Interesting.
Absolutely. I told
Like
you
it's like a man's tea.
he may look decrepit, but he's clean.
Mantini.
It's a mantini.
Teeny.
Yes.
Dirty
absolutely.
mantini.
It is a dirty mantini.
All right. So, Kron just kind of looks. It's like, even I think that this is kind of unusual.
Oh, this is thoroughly disgusting. This
I
is
had a
hilarious.
really good sleep, okay? You cannot blame me.
I'm doing
You know, now that
great.
you finish sleeping, they're going to need to sleep to take care of this.
I'm glad to hear that this is unusual because I'm still trying to learn, and I did think that this was normal, so I'm still learning.
Well, here's the deal, mans. Humanoids do dumb things when it
You
comes
just
to
call
alcohol.
him mans.
No, well, mans. He was mans. Here's the deal, Crow. Humanoids do dumb things with alcohol.
Isn't that the basis of alcohol?
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much. It helps relieve a little bit of stress by adding a little bit more stress.
Helps to stress. What's more
That
stress?
is very counterintuitive, but matches exactly what my observations have shown.
It's like having a dead person sleep. It's counterintuitive.
But that's you.
Exactly.
That did not provide any more additional.
Do you want a drink?
You can
Yeah,
try
you
some
try.
too, but
It just goes right through me,
Fry us.
quite literally.
I think it went right through Helene, too.
But I
me
do
soon.
not see any leaks behind her.
don't go outside.
All right.
I'm so tired, guys.
You want some coffee?
No, that's nasty. I'd rather drink a mantini.
A dirty hint. All right. What would you guys like to do for the rest of the night at this reunion?
So Boz is enjoying this as he hasn't had a good night with people in a very long time. So, yeah, he's just waiting for them to come in, and then he orders some food for whoever was sitting at the table still. Maybe something for, I don't know.
I definitely
Kron?
want some like fruit and dried meat,
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe some cheese.
some cheese,
I like
Cheese?
cheese.
So yeah,
and
he orders a
another
platter.
man's teeny, please. I'm just kidding.
Yum. Okay, I rolled.
Like,
I think I
a
maintained
swirl.
my composure with a 13 on disadvantage.
I will
Ashir
give
helped.
outside better environment. Yes, I'll give you that.
But
Come back in.
you come into the barf bucket.
Jesus, can somebody get rid of that thing? That's making it worse.
I think she's talking to you, Boz.
Fine, I'll take care of it.
No, I meant you, that thing.
No.
The barf bucket.
That's what I
got
meant.
The
it.
chunk container.
Kron goes and picks it up.
Thank you, Kron.
Kron.
Holds it over towards Azure. Are you sure you don't need to use it?
I'm gonna counter it with Druidcraft. I'm gonna use it to make a harmless smell right in my face that smells good.
You're like sunshine and rainbows. Sunshine and rainbows.
Sunshine.
The area immediately around me smells like fresh bread.
Ooh.
Even though
For
they're
a slight
stale
moment,
bread.
but then it instantly goes to like when you Febreze a really nasty area where the Febreze is there, but it instantly starts just melting.
It's mixed
Yeah.
with the bad.
Like it doesn't.
It's like when you
Yeah.
try to Febreze a litter box.
Jesus,
Yeah.
that is fair.
That's exactly the smell we're getting right now.
Like it's better than the straight litter box, but it's still glittery.
It would be different if it was precipitation, because that could actually change the smell. But no, it's not.
All right.
Hmm.
So
The things
you whine and well, not as much wine anymore.
Wine
this-
and cheese.
It's more like whining.
whining and dine.
Whining and dining.
Dying and dying, yes.
Yeah, into the evening. While a few customers come in and go, but Molden's in. It's pretty quiet for the most part. So you also have, Molden's full attention anytime you need anything. Yeah. And as the evening turns into night, what are you guys wanting to discuss or talk about?
So, friends. Yes, I'm going to consider you friends, family, whatever.
Oh, I feel honored.
You should, daughter. But I don't know. How long are we planning on staying here?
So I've gotten, when me and the small one were heading down south in the city, we got some information that maybe people over at Sewer High might know more about Azure's parents.
All right. I'm okay with heading over there because then I can at least have access to a bank.
Yeah. So I think tomorrow we should head on out.
Tomorrow?
I'm supposed to meet with the blacksmith tomorrow, but I'm sure
Maybe
he'll
we could stay
understand.
just a couple more days. Just a couple more.
It's been a week.
Oh, that's true.
And there's not really anything here for us.
No. You have your weapons.
That is also true. So, are we gonna walk, or did we want to figure out maybe we could?
We might be able to catch a ride on a passing carriage. Or
Did
a
you
cart.
make me an outfit yet?
Yes, it's upstairs.
Cool, because I'm ready to get out of these rags. I really want to take a bath before we go to. Hey, Molden, do you have access to, like, I'm sure you do, this is a dumb question, but, like, a kettle and a somewhat clean rag?
How about I just take you to that bathhouse that I went to?
I mean, that could work, but I could just use a
Nope,
bucket
nope.
and wash up
I
real
will
quick.
take you to the bathhouse with me. Because I wouldn't mind one myself. After all I've been is dusted lately.
That's fair. Okay, never mind, I'm sorry, scratch that.
As you like, oh, okay.
He had already had one up.
It just magically heated it just like that.
Oh no, it was cold. He just
Oh.
wanted a kettle. So
And the rag looked like Mans had been rolling in it.
That's fair.
he did not show a rag, just the kettle so far.
Thank you.
Just let me know if you want some tea. I'm gonna brew some since I already got this out.
We'll have
Actually,
tea. But no,
tea-
we'll have tea at the tea house at the bathhouse.
Are we going tonight
Yes.
to the bathhouse? How late are they open?
I'm not sure, but that's where we're going.
Okay. Okay, sounds like
I'm gonna grab Helene and Mans and leave the boys.
And then me, Kronz, and Azure I'll pull Azure over.
Okay, bye, boys.
Yeah, you missed the talk I had with a contact down south, and he seems to think that the giants aren't in the mountains anymore. So we can, but over in Surheim they may have some more information. So I'm not sure, but that's probably the best we got.
Well, I doubted that one.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. He's had a little bit to drink though.
I was gonna say it's been probably a few hours from now, so you're
Okay,
not.
so you're fine now.
Yeah.
It's I think of just like that lingering grossness.
Yeah,
'cause
it's like-
it was
It's,
not good.
It's the aftertaste.
yeah.
It's feeling more sick rather than actually intoxicated.
It's like the
Yeah,
Coke,
like he's not as intoxicated anymore. It's just ew.
it's like the Coke Zero aftertaste.
So glad I don't drink soda.
Who knows? We might be sponsored one day. I doubt it. But
Buy a Coke. Who knows? I doubt it.
Maybe that time we'll fix
Drink
yours from
Pepsi.
whoever wants to pay us, we're open. We're cheap.
Not that cheap.
Hey, speak for yourself.
for yourself.
Yeah, speak for yourself. Anywho,
It's the taste of a new generation.
Oh God. We're all gonna
so
die.
So, anyways, we're gonna go to the bathhouse.
Yeah.
The boys are having a conversation.
yeah.
Yes.
So Kron's gonna kind of jump into the conversation then, since it's the three of you, and goes, "Did I miss something about Azure's parents?"
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
We didn't tell you, did we?
No, I was getting fixed and then stay at the blacksmith's.
I'm going to reach over and grab him and kind of like pull him in a little closer,
Pull
so I
the
can say
metal
this
man.
quiet. Yes, I'm gonna pull the metal man.
Your hand just touches like his cold exterior.
Pulls him a little closer. So my parents are currently wanted cloud giant fugitives here in this city after a little expedition, so we kind of want to see you if we could find them and figure out what happened.
But you're not a cloud giant.
Do you have any idea of what adoption is?
Yes. So you are adopted.
Yes.
I like how he adds an extra syllable in there.
It's not a natural thing for him. So that we are going to go to Suderheim.
To find out some more details on that, apparently, based on.
Would you like to come with us? This is completely your choice, though.
I don't have anywhere else to go, so yes, I would very much like to come with.
That's good. How's your new leg holding up?
It's fine. I haven't had any problems.
Leg breaks on the spot.
It's supposed to do that. No. So, I am also worried in part that if I stay here too long, that someone may recognize me for a bad reason.
You were in that basement for a pretty long time, so I doubt anyone would recognize you. But yeah, you can come with us anyway.
I mean, I'm sure none of us mind. Yeah, especially the ladies. I don't think they care that much.
I mean, you're already half the party, so only one would have to agree. Yes.
You know that.
Democracy.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
It's a mansocracy. Mans gets the final choice.
Manarchy.
Is he a half full choice or half choice?
So did your parents
Five
kill
fingers count?
people?
That's the fun part. As far as we're aware, they did, but it also sounds like they had another giant with them that died.
So giants find killing people fun?
Not as far as I'm aware, but
But you
my
said,
parents might also be an anomaly, so I don't know.
but you said that was the fun part. So I assumed that they taught you that it was fun.
Oh no.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Yep, that's not what I meant. What? Oh no, I'm breaking the word for that.
Do you not think that word means what you think it means?
So it's not a fun situation.
What is the
I mean, unless you consider murdering people fun.
Why would I consider that fun?
Exactly. Anyway, we're gonna move this. We're gonna move past this.
Awkward.
We can stop if you want.
Clockwork.
Is there anyone we're going to talk to or meet in Suterheim?
I know someone. I've been there before. So I think I might, if they're still there, mind you, it's been a while. But if they're still there, I have an old contact we might be able to ask.
Oh, okay. Do we have a time to leave, or is that still being decided?
I think if we leave tomorrow after somebody says goodbye to her boyfriend.
She's supposed to have a date
Yeah.
tomorrow night, too,
I
though.
think that Kith might be very sad to
Day after tomorrow.
hear that she is leaving.
Yeah. She'll be back.
Well, I wasn't
in
part of that.
Several
so.
months. Who knows?
So, with that, the girls and mans. So,
The game.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to that same location that I went to last time. That cost me like 2 gold or something like that. And yeah, get just like a kind of like just a bathing, like a small bathhouse area just for the 2 of them, and whatever Mans is gonna figure out.
You could just hide me under your dress and just pay for 1 bath.
I could, yes. And then I'm also gonna order tea.
okay.
With 2 glasses mysteriously, and they're like, huh?
Yep.
Why
Well,
do you
I
need
just
2
need.
glasses?
I already have my cup,
Oh, yeah,
so I
that's
just
true.
need 1 glass.
Okay, so
like
exactly what are you doing?
I'm going to the bathhouse with Helene,
that.
Okay.
and I'm going to rent.
I will say, as you get there, it is the same
Lady.
young,
Oh, except
younger
now she's
lady.
wearing her
Except for
beautiful
now, I'm
dress.
wearing my brand new dress.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
So, as you walk in the door, she does look at you and goes just like, well, that is quite beautiful.
Thanks,
thank you. Yes, I had a hand in designing it.
It is very, how should I put this? But collective of a lot of different works, yes?
I'm just holding Mans in, like, you can't see it because my sleeve is too long, and I'm just like death gripping his hand right now because I'm just
Roll me a strength check.
trying not to like.
Don't crush Mans.
You evaporate him.
It's okay, we're good. That's a 5.
Okay, so Mans is not struggling then.
No, not at all. And I'd be like, actually, yes, the people that own I forgot the name of that dress shop.
Glamorous Gloams.
Yes,
Yeah.
that place. They were simply
Your dress talks.
blown away by it.
I heard that there's a bit of an issue there. Apparently some money a very little sum went missing from their coffers, and they,
Really?
yeah, so apparently they're hiring for a new position there. But for the bookkeeper, not a designer, but
I'm gonna go be the bookkeeper now.
Right.
I'll have
Interesting.
a job for a day.
Interesting.
I'll lock up. Don't worry about it,
Anyways,
guys.
I need a bathing room with,
Am I hiding under your dress? Did
No.
we actually do that?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
with
You would have screwed up already.
that's
Will
why
you
I asked for the
stop talking
clarification
over
just
me?
to also know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
1 bathing room with kind of what I had last time with, the aromatherapy and all of that stuff and the warm tea and everything.
So yeah, that'll be 2 gold, same as last time.
All right.
And we'll have it brought to the room, but go ahead and go to the second one on the right this time.
Fantastic. Thank you. Come on, Helene.
Thank you.
We're going to head off in there.
All right. So, same as last time. It's a different room, but exact same layout.
Okay.
Same nice kind of pampered service of a lot of like rose petals and other
Right.
aroma-based things that are being
to
soaked in
think
the water.
You wanted a rag and a kettle.
I've done with much less. Actually, there was about 3 years in my life when I did with much less. So, I mean, a rag and a bucket is
Well,
almost a luxury.
as long as you are around me, this is what we do.
I'm okay with that. I can pay you back for this, too. I really appreciate it and all.
So you're both jumping in and bathing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's more like a strip down and just like soak in the water and be like,
Yeah, probably soak for a
Eala.
good few minutes.
yes.
I would
like a
like you to
little
make
sauna room.
Yeah, I would like you to make a perception check, please.
Uh-oh.
Mans, no.
Like, Mans, what are you doing? No, just kidding.
I'm definitely going to be a little hesitant around Mans, though, so.
That is a 17.
17. Mans is fine in the corner. He does not want to jump into a pool of liquid of any
He's
sort.
like, cannibal!
Quick question. Can he, see? Is he actually a man? Is he a woman? What is that thing?
I'm assuming he was a living being at one point in time.
I mean, he's a hand, so.
Obviously,
yeah.
he had to be attached to something at one point in time. But
Can he, actually see? Does he have eyes?
I think it's more of a,
Probably like a blind sight type level.
yeah, blind sight.
So. Okay, screw it. I'm just going to take a bath. And so I'm, daintily taking things off and,
He's not going to
okay.
watch you undress and be a perv if that's what you're worried about.
I don't know. He's already a creep, so. I'm sorry, Mans. You're just a little bit unnerving sometimes.
You watch as basically he's just kind of goes into the corner and he gets a bit of the petals.
I
You
was
watch as he
gonna
just
say,
starts
like-
squishing them up.
He's,
and
playing
trying
with
to
the petals.
grind them down.
Is there a bucket in there too, a clean bucket?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I
There's,
could, soak my dirty rag. Clothes
there's
in that,
fluffy
clean them.
towels and
Yeah. It's
soaps
a pretty nice
and-
little pamper
Okay,
spot.
well, I'm gonna soak my rags. I'm assuming that I probably brought or asked her to bring
Yes.
the new clothes, fresh clothes. But I am gonna clean the old clothes because I'll probably end up trying to ask her to make something out of it or shoes.
Oh, yeah,
or
definitely.
something. Who knows?
So, all very much accessible to you, and this is how it goes on. Eala,
Yes.
you, as you're just kind of enjoying the thing, enjoying the bath with Helene, you do notice, and this has never been visually present kind of before,
Okay.
but Helene does have quite a few amount of scars on her. On top of
I was gonna ask her to roll a perception here and see
Well,
how much
I already-
she notices.
That's why. Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
had her roll it earlier. There's a lot of different scars, and now that you get a closer look, she is that 30 pounds sopping wet. She is
Borderline malnourished.
Yeah, really, really thin. Before, especially with the dirty rags, you almost kind of expect kind of a little bit of that malnourishment kind of levels, but seeing it physically just
It's
does
a lot
hit
more.
to a different level.
Yeah.
It's like starving child in Africa.
But
Sorry.
specifically
Not
with
a funny joke.
but with the scarring that you do see, you also see that it's not just one thing of where there's uniform different types from a single incident. You see a lot of different types. Some look very varied, and they seem to range from
Chemical burns.
burn marks, actual typical scars from something that may be pierced, slashed, or other stuff. But
Cat of nine tails, just the standard stuff.
it is almost a frightening level of just the variety that you see on her, especially given her age. So
So I'm gonna kind of just get all my clothes and put them in the bucket and kind of just slip into the water real quick and just.
Helene, who did this
Yeah?
to you?
Well, I mean, screw it. I was kind of a slave before I was a slave on the boat. You didn't meet us on the boat, but the rest of us ran into each other on the boat. Azure and I met right after I escaped from my first captors, masters, and I was a slave to them for like 3 years, and they were not very kind.
And who and exactly are they? And where are they from?
Well, you see, I don't remember very well. I don't really remember very well, but I remember where they were. But you see, when I escaped, there was a really big fire that kind of burned the compound down, and I just remember waking up outside and there was a lot of dead people, and so I kind of just ran.
And where was this?
This was up in the mountains by
Standiga.
Standiga. Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Sorry, I remembered it started with a S.
You're good.
Starts with an S. Up in the
San
mountains.
Diego.
San Diego. Standiga up kind of northeast-ish. And then I left and I ran into Azure in the forests to the south of that and traveled with him for a while before we got captured by slave traders again. Well, again for me, I'm pretty sure it was his first time, but it wasn't my first rodeo.
Standiga. Do you... I hate to keep pressing this, but do you remember anything? A name, a symbol, an appearance?
I would probably recognize it if I saw it, but for
Just
being
because...
100% honest, I think I've repressed a lot of it. Like, I don't remember my childhood very much because of it. Like, I mean, like I said, I was with them for 3 years, but yeah, I don't really want to talk about it very much.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But now that you are in my company, that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Mans, cross your fingers.
Not
Exactly.
all of them.
Like the bone pops out when he crosses it just wrong.
Well, enough about me. So, how did you and Mans, become friends? I guess, traveling buddies. I've never seen anybody with a,
Hand?
hand as a companion before.
So, back when I was in the capital,
Were you alive then?
yes. Well,
Really alive or already dead? Alive.
so I met Mans after I was dead.
Okay.
He was the first thing to come to my aid, so to say. Yeah, they're sipping tea. They're spilling tea.
During this time, Mans is going to walk kind of closer now
Yeah.
that you're kind of talking about him.
When I was thrown out with the other bodies, so to say, Mans was there and he woke me up. And
He's been waking you up since then.
It's been about over 50 years.
So you've been dead for 50 years now?
Yes.
Okay. How old were you when you died? How did you die? Okay, we're just going to back up a little bit. So, how did you die? Do you remember how you died?
Unfortunately, yes, I do.
Oh, God.
Um,
I wish I would have died a couple of times.
So let me take you back just a little bit further. You know that I live in the city, and you know that I make dresses.
I don't know which city. You just say in the city.
The
Which
capital.
city? Oh, the capital.
The
Okay.
capital. While I was living at the capital, I was making these elegant gowns and stuff for the nobles and the court and all of this stuff, and it was absolutely fantastic. And there was this one city guard who would always patrol down my street at night. And if I was open late, he'd knock on the door, come in, check on me, make sure everything was okay. And I think you would have liked him. He was a very handsome man.
Ooh, was he your boyfriend?
Not exactly. We were planning our first date on the night that I was taken. And I remember that I went to close my shop, and he was supposed to meet me, and he wasn't there. And then these men grabbed me. They took me somewhere. I'm not quite sure. They kind of had a baggish thing over my head, and I remember screaming for help, and nobody came. And then I remember vividly them dissecting me.
Oh, you were still alive.
Yes.
Oh,
And
shit.
after I died, and when they brought me back, and they did it again,
That's some Braveheart shit right there.
and I went back to the city shortly after. He wasn't there. Nobody'd seen him.
How did you come back to life? I mean,
They dealt with some dark magics,
oh shit.
and they brought me back, but then they thought that I died a final time, and that's when they threw me out with the rest.
So you were kind of like reanimated to an extent, but you're not a zombie.
Right.
Okay.
It's a long, grueling process, and I hung around the city for a little bit longer, and he never came.
Do you
And
think-
people around me aged, and I needed to move on.
Do you think that he died? Like that they got him too?
I think so. Because he was the closest person to me, and my family was killed prior, and
Why do you know who it was that killed you? Did you ever try to find out? The group or cult or whoever it was?
I believe it was a cult.
I mean, I would assume so.
mean-
Dissecting live people is pretty screwed up.
They did mention my mother and father a few times as well. But I did at one point attempt to find them, but then things just shifted and I needed to get out of town because, like I said, even for an elf, I wasn't aging while everybody else was. So Mans was still following me around. We packed our stuff. We went north. We came down. We went around, and eventually we ran into you guys. So
What was his name? Just make up a name.
I have it written down.
His name was Mandy.
Mandy.
His name was Mantibus Haberford. He was a high elf.
I assumed he was an elf. You kind of have a type.
Yes, he
She's got a preference.
He was, I mean, imagine it. You see the city guard walking around all the time, and then there's just this
he
one.
checks on you.
And he had that smile that's just like,
comes in and maybe makes small talk.
yeah,
Asks about your day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just idle things like, oh, I see you made a new dress. And
Do you think he could still be alive? Maybe he just.
part of me hopes
fled?
that he's still alive.
But what about Daggeth then? Your new boo.
And honestly, Dakith.
He's a little dull. He's not a bad guy, but he's.
If I had to put
He's a blacksmith.
If I had to put Mantibus and Dakith together, it would be
Together,
like
combine them or compare them?
compare them. It would be
Okay.
like comparing jewels to coal.
Ouch!
Poor man.
And I mean, it's been 50 years. So
He's a high elf.
it's time for me to move on, I guess.
I mean, that's no time at all in a high elf's life.
And it's just it's been a really long time. So
That's fair.
you know,
I wouldn't know. I haven't even been alive 50 years yet.
yeah, trust me, it's been a long 50 years. But Daggeth, he's a good man. He really is. He's just, it's just different. But then again, I was alive and now I'm dead, and you know.
Yeah.
But Daggeth is a good guy. But if we're leaving, there's nothing I can do about that, because I already know he's not going to come with us, because he already told me that.
Well, do you think, I mean, maybe we could come back here sometime? Or maybe, hey, just occasionally have him take you out for a drink whenever we're in town. It's
Possibly.
good company.
He is good company. Absolutely.
It seems like you like him a little bit. It
Except for
seems
the
like he likes you.
Except for the fact that he dusted me off.
I mean, I wouldn't have known what to do with you either. Like, if I just had a date and they came home with me and passed out dead in my living room, like, I wouldn't have known what to do. I'd have been like, well,
I know.
and then her friends tell me, yeah, she's fine. She just does this sometimes. We're going to leave her for a couple of days. I'm like,
No,
so
he's
she's not breathing.
he is a good guy.
I work in a blacksmith shop. Like, yeah, I'm just going to make sure that you're not, like,
No,
accumulating
I
an
get
inch
it.
of dust.
I get it. No, it's just, you know, the last person that had my heart is when it was alive.
A drop cloth would have been good.
And so trying to experience new things and letting feelings in when those feelings are dead is kind of hard. But no, Daggeth, he's charming. He's definitely sweet. He's got some qualities to him, but
Do you think you'll ever love anyone again?
other than you,
You believe in life after love.
I don't know. It is possible. But until then, I got you to worry about.
As I just kind of start.
I'm just gonna flick some water at her.
Can you pass the soap, please? I should probably start like washing up a little bit.
I'm gonna turn around, not realizing that Mans walked over to me to grab the soap and be like,
Okay, roll me a dexterity saving check for Mans.
for Mans? Okay.
See if you accidentally like knock him into the water.
Ew. He's just like swimming around.
He's on the edge, so it's a saving throw for Mans.
That's an
Of
11.
the pool.
You bump him, and you watch, especially on the slippery floor, like he slides, and like his thumb like goes over the edge, but he's able to like
It's like-
claw onto the side.
I just pictured the spider wearing roller skates and he's like trying to.
Yeah.
But the
Oh,
sounds
oh,
of the claws on
Mans,
the
I'm
wobble.
so sorry. I'm gonna reach for the soap and kind of boost him at the same time and be like, here's.
And the second you boost, like he scurries right over to the wall.
He's like, nope, I'm staying clear away from that.
Yep.
Can he drown?
I don't think so. I know he can swim. He is really good at it. He's got the stroke
Well,
down.
thank you for staying out of the water, mans. Thank you for staying out of the water. So I'm gonna start kind of just washing myself up a little bit, like quickly, kind of a thing.
I'm still
How
just like
is-
relaxing.
My shoulder healing up. Is that scarring pretty good?
Oh yeah, definitely a pretty good scar,
Yeah,
but
I
it
believe-
doesn't cause any pain. So
That was healed by Boss, right?
For the most
Yeah.
part, but I think it's still scarred.
Yeah, only
'cause-
scarred, but it's the healing was healed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I got that one. I've probably got like marks on my wrists from way too tight shackles,
yeah.
and my ankles. And then what else do I have?
Helene is going through that little kid phase of where you kind of like to point out like all the little scars, almost
This
and,
happened
like
here, and this happened here, and this happened here.
You're like,
Yeah.
this is when I fell from a 17-foot tree.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and
There's
the dagger went through here.
Yeah.
There's a lot less storytelling, but it's almost like I've got 5 marks here. Like you count the numbers, but not necessarily the recollection of how you got a lot of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm probably also going to have Helene and Mans help relace me. So,
That's probably a good
like
idea.
my legs and my back, like the parts of my body that I can't
My
reach.
legs. Not bad.
My anxiety attack.
Hooray, anxiety.
So, given the fact that you're alone in the bathhouse with them, no pressure, they're able to do it, especially with your guidance and Man's expertise already on this. Helene, you probably learn a little bit of how she wants everything tied up.
So
How tight
Helene,
to do this? How loose
Helene
to do
is
that
going to
one?
be the first person other than Man's that has seen all of her scar markings. So she
You're
has
seeing all my scars.
Yeah, so she has one that goes from the base of her neck down all the way to her tailbone. That's just a stitching that goes straight down. She also has them
You got a spinal fusion, girl?
under her, so like where, sorry world, where her butt cheeks are, just under beneath that, just straight down the back of her leg. So it's almost like, you know, like
Yeah.
people lace up tights in the back.
Yeah.
Except for it's all the way down to her ankle on both of her legs.
Inner thighs or back?
Her back's the
So,
back of
going
her
down
leg.
hamstrings all the way
Yeah,
down to the calf.
hamstring to calf to ankle. And then, as you saw before, it goes from here on her shoulder blade down to her elbow, down to
You
her
should
wrist
almost
on both
use
sides.
like fishing line for this because it's stronger and it would be more tensile.
So, I completely agree with you, but on the fact that I've done that before and it rips the flesh because it's too fragile.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that's gross.
And thread just seems to bind better. And it's not like cheap thread, it's...
No.
Normally it's men comparing scars, but this is women. Just
I mean, that kind of looks like the one I have. I have this one on the back of my neck that kind of just looks like a blast mark. So there's that one. I don't exactly remember what I got that one from, but I've seen it in the mirror a couple of times, so I'm pretty sure I got burned or something, or maybe electrocuted. I'm not sure.
I'm going to pick up Man's. And I'm going to, like, while he's squirming and stuff, be like, see his pinky?
Yeah.
I remember when that fell off.
Ew.
It really was gross.
I bet it was. He's gross. No offense. But is there anything you can do to stop him from decaying more? I mean, you've got that black magic thing going on.
The only thing I can think about is if we find a library when we go to the city that has spell books, I might be able to give Mans a body. A whole body.
That would be interesting. Would it be?
Then we'd actually
would it
get to
be
see
his
what he would look-
original body, like what he looked like.
I think so, if I can finagle it right. I mean, he
Huh.
might come back as like a demon or an incubi or
Jesus.
something like
I
that.
don't think that sounds like a great idea. You'll have to be super careful about this because this doesn't sound like a good idea.
It's a man skip.
manscaping.
Well then. Woo!
Just drink the rest of that tea.
Yep, went there, apparently.
But yeah. So I would prefer if we just keep what we talked about between us for now.
Absolutely, I don't plan on telling anybody.
Azure
And
knows a
obviously,
little bit, but-
Mans isn't going to tell anybody.
He's not gonna talk about it.
No, it's just between us.
That's just us girls.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that you've been slightly embarrassed about your stitching before, and I mean, I got this going
Especially
on.
when you unstitched my arm in public and it disjointed everywhere.
I might have been slightly drunk then. My bad. How drunk am I right now still?
I would say at this point,
Not.
yeah,
The tea has sobered you down.
Yeah, that's fair.
it's
and
been a
we
few.
walked.
Yeah, again, it's been a few hours.
So, yeah. But, hey, do you think that we could possibly make something out of the old rags that I have?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's pretty sturdy fabric. It held up pretty well, but...
Well, especially when we get to the city, I do have a few connections for one of their garment shops there.
Ooh.
So I think I can finagle something.
Okay. I just potentially want, like... I mean, I know you made me this little dress, and I'm really excited to try that on. But, like, I don't even have anything to, like, carry my stuff in, really. So, like,
You don't have a satchel.
I came off of a boat. I have literally nothing. I used to have my little thieves' tools. I used to have my little potion kit. I used to have this. I used to have that. I don't have anything anymore.
Everything sank
Well-
after a bad wave hit.
When we get to the city,
Yeah.
I will see what I can get for you. Until then, you can put your stuff in my bag.
Okay. Can I ask you for another favor?
Yes.
Could you hold on to my money for me too, please?
I thought you didn't have any money, Helene.
Um,
Wait. Let me guess. The dress shop?
I definitely don't know what you're talking about. That was not me. I was just enamored watching you sew together that dress. And nothing else.
Right. Nothing else. Absolutely. There should be a small little purple coin sack in there that I haven't been using. You can put it in there.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely might have found like 20 gold pieces just like laying outside the shop after that.
Right. They just happened to fall on the ground.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, it wasn't quite on the ground. It was in the fountain. Which, I mean, that's not a great look either, us fishing coins out of the fountain. But, yeah.
Helene, I'm not going to judge you. After all, we did convince that little old lady that we didn't have enough money for food. So.
I have to say, you're a pretty good con partner.
What can I say? It's like my face is just dead.
You catch on
Meanwhile,
pretty
back at the
quick.
bar, Asher and Boz were comparing their lack of non-scarves.
I was going to say, they're whipping other things out to compare. Like,
man.
like, look at this hair!
I got a couple gray hairs in here too. You see this?
I've been around for 400 years. I have a couple gray hairs here.
So you compare. Okay, so the question is more gray hair the winning factor, or is less gray hair?
He's 400 years old. It's just there. And it's only just really a little
aged
bit underneath.
so
like,
much better than him.
Like here.
And I'm,
you're not even
and
as
I'm
old as he
dead,
is.
yeah.
He's middle-aged. A little older than that.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm a corpse.
Azure's
Hair's
a
also
young
solid
adult.
white.
And no, it's not. It's a pale
Almost an
blonde.
adult.
Okay. Well, the problem is look at your drawings and they're in black and white.
All right.
They're in black and white?
Yeah, well, your hair is just white in the drawing. A little blue.
Yeah, because I only have red and blue. In case you guys
Anyway.
don't know, I draw every single session, so those will be posted online eventually.
The plight of an artist. All right. So, anything else that you wanted to discuss in the bathhouse, or?
I don't think so. I think I'm just going to go ahead and, like, wash my clothes while we're sitting here chatting. Maybe we're still having that conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here washing them real quick and then, like, wringing them out as best as I can and then, like...
Probably making jokes about how old Boz is.
Maybe. Yeah, we were talking about how old she is, and then we're like, dude, if you're that old, and he's that old, he knew your parents?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, I did want to ask you another question. You had said that your parents were unalived. Did you witness that? Were you around for that?
I remember we were sitting in the kitchen of my parents' house
Oh, shit.
when I was little. And there was a knock at the door. And my father went to go answer it. And at the sound of the voices, my mother grabbed me and shoved me into the cupboard. And then the men came in. And I could see through the cracks of the cupboard. I could hear their voices. And before I knew it, they just slaughtered them. And I remember I had to keep quiet because my mom told me to. And then I pushed open the cupboard once it was all done. And I kind of had to push it a little hard because my mother's body was kind of in front of the cupboard.
How old were you? That's a good question, huh?
About 6. And that's not like 6, like actually 6. So for an elf, I was 6. So for your kind, that would be like 2 or 3. And then
Shit.
The orphanage came afterwards because obviously screaming child blood, people, bodies. And I was housed in an orphanage until I was old enough to go out on my own. That's why I have that teacup. My mother gave it to me when I was roughly 6.
I had to watch my parents die too.
It's not fun.
No. No, it was not.
I don't remember much about mine. I do know that I look like my mother, though. She was prettier than Freya and prettier than
That's some sacrifice.
all
right there.
of the
Careful.
gods. Yep,
I bet she was a very beautiful woman.
she really was. She was so kind too, and my father, he was hilarious. But
Do you have any idea who might have done that? I mean, I know you were really young, so
I think it was the same people that took me.
quite possibly. Do you have any idea why they have it out for you and your family?
I don't.
What did your parents do for work?
I don't know.
I mean, that's fair. You were pretty young.
You can ask Boz.
That's true, but I don't know that Boz... Oh, I do know that Boz knew your parents. I remember that one conversation in the forest way long ago.
I do know that Boz
Oh.
worked with my parents in some sense because he gave them this tea set when they were first married, and
Oh.
I never met him though until obviously.
Recently.
Yeah.
What a coincidence. That's weird. What a small world we live in.
Really.
Well, I'm sorry for prying so much.
Oh, are
we
you
don't
kidding?
get very much time to talk, just us.
I pried, you pried, we all pried together. Pride! Just kidding. Yeah, so after that, I'm gonna, towel off, redress, fix little odds and ends on the dress that I made for her to make sure that she is all hunky-dory.
Okay. You spend in total a few hours at the bathhouse.
Yeah.
Long conversations, some sewing.
Do you happen to have... I know you have your stitching stuff. Do you happen to have any, like weird as it may be, like any salves for, like, scars or anything? Like, 'cause, I mean, I know you've got your stitching and stuff.
Reaching in my bag, I'm going to pull out, like, a little gold canister. Okay, probably not little. To me, it's little, but it's probably about that big. And I'm just going to unscrew it and be like, this is what I use on my wounds when they open up again.
That's fair. Well, nothing of mine is open. I was just more wondering about, like, making it look less bad. Because, I mean,
Just taking it, I'm just going to push it towards her.
I don't want to use all of it either. And I've got a lot.
I assure you, you are tiny. I will
that's
take...
fair.
I'm going to put it on her.
Yeah, can you help with the ones on my back? I
Yeah.
have, like, lashes across my back. Like, I was obviously whipped.
Yeah.
I've got
And I'm thinking
things
it's
on my
kind
wrist.
I'm thinking it's kind of like that anti-aging cream that like helps get rid of wrinkles, reduce the appearance of scars.
Yeah. And kind of looking over Helene, the cream that you have, a lot of the scars they're really old. So
Yeah.
it's like, it might help a little, but it's not
Yeah.
going to touch a lot of it. But that fresh one that she got on
yeah.
the ship, like that one, because it's still it's fully healed over, but the skin itself is still in
it's
the process.
still, like, tender kind of a thing. It's still...
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's that little bit of tightness, but no actual pain. But that one, you're like, this could actually do some real good here.
I'm thinking that's also how she helps preserve Mans from falling apart even more. Is she's like, hey, we gotta get that in there so you just don't keep losing fish flakes.
Your tendon's on its last thread.
Yeah,
Can't have that
exactly.
break now. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate the help.
Absolutely.
I know it's not going to do a whole lot of good on some of the older ones, but...
After all, what are mothers for if not to help out?
All right.
Du-du-du-du-du-du.
So, with
This week on TLC.
all right. So, with you guys spending the few hours at the bathhouse and having the heart-to-heart and all that, Azure and Boz with Kron, is there anything that you guys are wanting, anything else you're wanting to discuss? As the night's, it's getting later into the night.
I think Boz knows everything he needs to know about Azure's parents, because I think you were pretty open about them. Does he, though? He would have been asking about Azure's parents, and because Boz was actually, he was in good terms with the monstrous races, as it were, back in the day. And so, well, he didn't know his parents. He didn't know Azure's parents directly, but he probably may have been trying to, in negotiations with his peoples at the time, to make sure they have a better place, and then the other group sort of ruined all of that.
I think you touched on a lot of things that haven't even been remotely touched on yet.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes.
So I think everyone listening is completely lost except me right now.
So, right. So way back in the day.
Maybe like, what questions would you be asking Azure to try to prompt the conversation?
Yeah, just ask your questions.
Yeah.
So, were your parents with any organization prior to that you know of?
I know that they had said that they needed to go off on a mission with a group, but that's about all the information I was given, as I had only heard about it before I was sent here.
And where were you living before? You may have said before, but I don't remember.
Oh, this is something that we hadn't actually fully came up with a name for.
You had an answer, which was you'd moved around a lot, but you were actually off continent and just really remote places.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you had come up with before.
Not Zek or anything, but
Yeah. Ultimately,
Nowhere on this map.
all right. So your parents found a place outside of the continental areas to sort of hide for a bit, or just keep a peaceful life for as long as they could. Is that correct?
As far as I'm aware, yeah, because that's
Interesting.
when they found me.
And they just found you on the island, or they take you to the island?
From as far as I've gathered, this was a situation where they just found a young child very distant from any villages, really. More than likely abandoned, they gathered. And that was me. Not wanting to leave a small child out to fend for themselves, they took me in, and I was with them after that.
All right, that's interesting. And you didn't see any more. Did you see anyone besides giants when you were through your travels?
I went through not really. There was the occasional town, but nothing consistent.
Yeah. If I'm recalling the backstory of this, just to kind of assist with it.
Yeah.
You were pretty isolated for the most part.
Yeah, it was one of those things of like, from what I remember was discussing, it was a thing of like, yes, I did randomly go into a village here or there, but that's just because I was still a growing child. We needed stuff randomly for a growing child, but otherwise, pretty isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so I would like to speak to your parents if we get to them. Hopefully we can find them safely, though in all honesty, I don't know how much that's going to be, because after that, the scouting party went through, and some of them that came back were killed. You know how these people are. They like to try to get vengeance upon their lost members, avenge their lost. Yeah, they like to avenge their lost.
And from what I was told from the little information my parents gave me as well, giants aren't really favored upon here.
Right. So I'm hoping that out in Suderheim we can get some information on their location.
That would be great, honestly. That's a lot of information I'd like to know as well.
Excellent. Well, Excellent.
Excellent.
You seem to know a bit about giants. So, do they take pleasure in killing?
Unfortunately, not all giants do. Some of the giants are a bit more monstrous, and they give into their more bestial side. So they would like to. There's the stories of giants eating humans. It's true, but they don't all do that.
It sounds like we're trying to figure out if Azure's parents are like that. Yes?
I don't think it's. If they were like that, they wouldn't have raised a tiefling child. So I don't believe that they are like that.
Oh. So then what do you want to talk to them about?
Well, that gets a bit more complicated. See, this world's a bit more of a political place. This world's a bit of a complicated place, and I'm going to need allies in the future to take care of some things. So finding his parents and maybe getting on their good side, getting their help later on, could really help, a lot of people across the continents.
So, to make them into good guys.
If they're not already good guys, we don't know if they're bad guys.
Good and bad is really, it's relative. Like, I'm working to make the whole continent and the life of everyone better and good,
Okay, Mother Teresa.
but I'm going to have to break a few eggs here and there.
She's not that good of a person.
Yeah.
So
That sounds like very dangerous rhetoric.
it is very dangerous, and it's a good thing this place is empty now. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be saying it right here.
You hear Molden snoring in the background.
Yeah. The problem is that the current group that runs the capital, I think something bad's going to happen within the next few years, and a lot of people are going to die.
Whoa.
You didn't
Do
hear for
you
I'm not here for that.
Nope.
That's
I don't
news
know
to me.
anything.
Yeah, that's news to all of us.
That's so Asher's now getting that.
He has secret
I was
information.
just learning.
are
No
they
secrets.
going to be the victims or the cause?
Probably the cause.
Are you sure about this?
I'm not sure, and so I literally just left a cave that I've been living in for about 200 years, and while
Jeez, man. What have you been doing for the last 400 years? Living in a cave?
200, just 200. From leaving my cave in the last few weeks, I've already heard rumblings that my dire predictions are starting to bear fruit. So, if I get there and find out they're fine, they're hunky dory, everything's great, then I don't have to worry about anything. But if I'm right, I could be saving more people from having the same fate as the small one, or
What is that called? Precognition?
yeah,
Precognizance?
Or my parents?
or the nice other elf that we are here with.
Just dropping some truth. Just sprinkle it in there. Just
Yeah.
And here
Something
we are
bad
at the
happening.
bathhouse trying to convince Mans to jump in. Jump, jump, jump.
The fate of
Do a fist.
The fate of the country lies on this. Do a backflip.
belly flop.
He's like swan dive.
Okay, just kind of a quick thing. Go ahead and roll me for specifically the two of you can try together of a dexterity check to get hands, and then a saving throw for hands to try to escape.
We're gonna throw Mans.
Hands the man.
Okay, after we're already out though.
You
I'm
said
not in
dexterity?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
His name is Hans now.
Hans.
Hans.
I got a 19.
Oh, very nice.
I got 15.
Okay, and so I have to roll one for Mans.
A dexterity saving for mans to escape from your clutches.
That's a 13.
You pick him up. He tries to scurry, but you are able to grab him by the extending.
I grabbed him by
Yeah.
the bone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. You need a bath.
You need to be cleaned.
Just ready? 1, 2, and I'm going to put him in before 3.
Dunk him
Yeah, it's just going to be like,
like yeah.
like a breadstick.
Yeah, you're tipping him like a breadstick.
and then be like,
or a chicken
you
wing.
smell like flowers now.
I think it might take
Flips
a little
you
bit more
off
than
just
that.
constantly.
She's like, keep it up, and I'm going to make sure you come on our date with Daggett.
Why would you bring him? That's just a recipe for disaster for you and him and Daggett.
Laugh it up, Fuzzball.
Determined.
All right.
I wouldn't.
Not a good idea.
So
Oh, so
You
you're
gotta
going
tie him
on
up
your
first.
date. So we should definitely not leave tomorrow. We should leave the day after tomorrow, so that you can go on your date and let him know that we're leaving. Because I mean, it would be kind of rude to just wake
Unless
up
we left last night. If we leave,
tonight.
no, tomorrow night
We
after.
could leave tomorrow night, but I mean, it's gonna be so late. I'd prefer to travel first thing in the morning as opposed to traveling late at night in unfamiliar territory.
That's fine. It's not like I need sleep.
You don't need sleep. The rest of us do. Well, I mean, Boz doesn't.
I'm
really,
like
but
toweling
4
Mans
hours.
off,
sleep occasionally.
putting some of that suave on him.
Yep. All right. So jumping back now to Boz, Azure, and Kron. Azure, quick question. How much are you now? Like Kron's asking the questions. How involved are you, or how attentive are you to this conversation as it starts to go to this political aspect of things?
With people.
He
possibly
is
dying.
paying a lot more attention. And there seems to be there's a little bit more agitation on him.
Okay.
He's a little more agitated.
Question is just because I wanted to check, because if he wasn't, it was going to be one of those things where if you tried to recall it later, I'd probably give you disadvantage on trying to recall it. So that was the question to ask.
He's listening very attentively.
And again, you're part of the conversation if you want to be.
Yeah.
But
Drawing on my paper.
Kron's going to, like, after hearing everything, so hard jump back and forth.
We needed some comedic relief.
Kron's going to look at you, Boz, and go, well, from what you're describing, it sounds like if your premonition is correct, then you're going to be trying to take all of us into very dangerous situations.
Some political, some physical, yes.
He just kind of looks to you, Azure, and he looks back. It's like, is that the right?
I think it is.
Do the others know?
We'll discuss it later on.
What
Yeah, those
if they say
nightmares.
no?
Then they can leave. I'm not holding them I'm not holding on to them for anything. They're here. If they want to give me their help, I would greatly appreciate that. But if they decide nope, then I'm not going to stop them. I'm not here to force anyone to do anything they don't want to do.
What are you going to do, Azure?
From my limited knowledge, if another government is going to try and screw over another group of people, I'd much rather be involved and try to stop it than let them do something like that again.
But it sounds like Boz is part of that other government and is looking to intervene.
And that's why I'm willing to assist. He was, from what I've heard, he's part of the problem, or was,
I feel
but is
terrible.
trying to turn that back around and try to fix some prior mistakes.
So when I left,
You killed my parents.
I did not. Anyway, but when I left those years ago,
Prepare to die.
I was trying to help a lot of people. But if I'd stayed, I think they would have sent me as a scapegoat and hung me to dry. So I just, instead of fighting that, I just left. I could have stayed to fight, and I went through as I left. I told my friends to leave as well, and I don't know how many are still alive.
And that's when you went to the cave for 200 years?
That's correct. I took the coward's way out, and I'm not proud of myself for it.
Chicken shit.
So why come back now?
You get a lot of time to think when you're living in a cave alone.
For 200 years. 200 years will give y'all such a crick in the
For the
neck.
past 75 years or so, I've been keeping my ear to ground when I come to towns and on occasion. I'd go to Suderheim, and I'd be here, and I even made up to Stendaiga on occasion. That's a terrible place. We should not go there ever. And I'm getting the rumblings of things are starting to happen now. And I decided what I did before, I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to stand and fight, whether it kills me or not.
And that's why I'm sticking with this one.
I think I want to hear what the two ladies want to do before making my own decision.
And that's fine.
He's like, I'm going to go with them. It's like, the ladies appear to have brains in this situation.
But
The thieves.
so when
I work with royalty, so you can go suck a nut.
is
I'll
there
steal from
anything that we are going
just
to
give it to
do
us.
before heading
Thought
to
using charm and wit.
Suderheim?
No, I've already taken care of everything I need to do here in this town.
Kron knows that Eala has a date because he was there when it happened.
Oh yeah, he knows. All right. Kron's just gonna kind of lean back at this point and just be quiet. And you're not sure really, as a Warforged, of what he's thinking. But he's gonna probably stay quiet most of the rest of the evening. So, with that, night. It's getting late into the night. Eala
We
and
come
Helene
back.
eventually come back.
I'm probably carrying Helene in one arm with Mans on my
I
shoulder.
don't need you to carry me.
But you really want to get your dress dirty after you just got it.
That is a good point. I
Thanks.
don't mind keeping it clean.
Exactly.
You should make like little things so I can hike it up a little bit on the sides.
She's like, there are. I'm going to reach down and pull the little ribbon that's on the side of it, and it kind of scrunches it up on the side.
That's genius. You're so smart. I need new shoes too, honestly, because I was just wearing.
How about we get you
Nothing.
some in the city? For now, there's slippers you can wear.
Do I have slippers?
I made you slippers that match the
You made me
dress.
Slippers, yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. I think I might try to overnight take like some of the rags that I have and just make like little. Oh wait, no, I bought daggers.
Yep.
So I'm sure that they came with some sort of like sheath and
Yeah.
belt thing, kind of a thing. So I can either, well, they're
They
going to be
would've-
normal person size. They're not going to be halfling size. So maybe I can ask her to size it down for me too.
Resize.
Because my waist is going to be the size of her thigh. So if it's,
Probably.
yeah.
I'm thinking maybe while Helene's asleep, I'll make all the necessary adjustments.
Because I would honestly prefer if I can get them like strapped to my thighs, because then I can almost hide it under my dress to an extent. I'm just an innocent little kid. and
I'm
then-
thinking that like I'm gonna use
murder.
Mans's little boniness to help measure things out.
That works.
It's one man's long.
Oh my god. I'm so excited.
You're cute and you're adorable and you beg for money and then you shank them if they say no.
Exactly.
Oh,
Because
no,
my
the kid
mommy
wants to
told
stab
me it was okay.
All right. So,
My mommy said if strangers looked at me funny to stab them.
we'll say at this point everyone returned to the tavern and
Hey guys.
those who sleep get a good night rest, because I would say that especially with how late that you guys were out, it would probably be closer to like 1 in the morning or so
Oh dear lord.
when you got
All
back.
right.
Because I mean,
We
you
did
got-
go out pretty late.
That's one
you
reason why I
went-
carried
Met
you
you
back.
at dusk, and then we had drinks for a little while and ate food, and then we left, and then we spent a couple hours at the bathhouse, and then we got back. Plus, it's a little bit of a walk to and from.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's probably well past midnight by the time you get back.
midnight-ish. Who knows?
So
Turn the beat up.
Kron would definitely be just kind of sitting.
Kron doesn't sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I was
doesn't
gonna
sleep.
say
So.
I'm probably just gonna hang out with Kron while I resize some of Helene's
Thank
things
you.
and just.
Braun has shut
Ooh,
down.
where's
though.
that
He
little
does
purple
not
bag you
sleep.
were talking about?
It's in my bag.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll give you that stuff in the morning, and we'll figure things out.
So, Boz, I know as a high elf you can meditate instead of
Wood elf, but yes,
or
4
wood
hours.
elf. Sorry, not high elf.
I'm
wood
sorry,
Elf.
I'm the only
Yes.
high one here.
4 hours of meditation for a long rest.
All right.
Well,
So
a short rest.
I'm kind of assuming by the time Helene and Eala and Mans get back that Boz and Azure have probably laid down.
I'm
Bedded down.
knocked out. I'm gone.
Yeah. And so once Helene you turn in and it's just going to be Kron and Eala.
And Hansy Manzy.
Yep, and Mans who is always there.
We
It's
can
like
fix
he's
it.
always watching.
Kind of convenient that we have several party members that just don't sleep.
Yeah.
Don't sleep or very short sleep.
Yeah. But Kron's going to turn to you, Alan. Just going to ask, so, what are you planning to do for later today?
Well, I did talk with Helene, and she wants to leave the next morning. I do have a date with Dakath, and I don't know how well that's going to go, telling him that we're leaving. I do want to go to the city because there are supplies that I can personally pick up. I also told Helene I would take her shopping for some things.
And this is Suderheim, yes?
Yes. I do have some friends there that I've met along my journeys. So hopefully we can run into them again and whatnot, but eventually I do want to go back to the capital and try to relive my life, so to say.
The capital for you is very important, yes?
It's where I was raised. I was born and raised, where I died, where I lost my first love, where I found Mans. I ran away from the fear of what people would think of me in the state that I'm currently in.
But it sounds like you still love the capital.
It's really pretty. I remember I lived in the district where there were shops and more higher end, and just there was a lot of glitter and glamour, and I worked on the finer side of things as opposed to the hollows, so to say.
I don't know if he has shared anything with you, but especially after your sleeping for days. But it seems that Boz has some agenda that he wants to accomplish, and it is starting to ask the party.
That he hasn't mentioned anything to me.
He talks about the possibility, but still unknown, that the capital and the people there, or the government, might cause a calamity, and he thinks that they should be stopped or removed. But his logic sounds very dangerous and very similar to others who seem to always be at the heart of issues.
I wonder if he is identifying with or talking about the same organization and grouping that I had a run-in with.
He did not clarify that, and I did not ask at the time.
Because that's the only thing that I can think of, because he mentioned to me that he felt guilty for the death of my parents. My parents were killed by some organization that he knows about. And I'm pretty sure it's the same organization that tried to kill me.
He was more of talking about the main government, not organizations.
Interesting. I wonder which parts of the government, because I worked behind their walls for several years. So I helped host their festivities and their... It just, there's so many unanswered questions.
Hear the footsteps.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't mind my pants.
And-
Don't resist.
It
Your
is
pantsless?
something that seems like, if it is true, will be a big deal. But I am unable to determine if one side is actually right, or if it is just like a feud.
I can understand that. I kind of sense the same thing. I mean, if anything, I will be traveling to the capital after we leave this next place. But I'm not looking for a confrontation at this point. I've already gone through enough. I've already lost enough. I've lost everyone that meant something to me.
And you just want to not lose anything else. Yes?
In a
Nothing else
sense.
to lose.
Yeah, I don't really have much to lose. Well, don't really have anything to lose. So me going back to the city is like trying to start fresh. It's been 50 years. If anybody there that I know is still there, then it would be fellow elves or creatures that would have survived that long, but I don't know what I'm in for, and I just want to get back to my shop.
Well, it seems like regardless, getting to Suterheim is the first objective for everyone here.
What are you planning on doing?
I do not know right now. I am just trying to understand how things are currently working and to make a decision from there.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what Helene and I have planned. We talked, and as far as we're concerned, we're going to Studerheim. And we're going to spend a little time there. I do have some friends there. Some old acquaintances that I've met along my travels. Spend a little time there. And then if she wants to go with me to the capital, she's welcome to go with me. If she wants to travel with her friends prior to meeting me, she can travel with them. I won't be hard up about that. But for me, I think it's time that I possibly head home. Especially because they all knew each other before me. I kind of was a late addition like yourself. And so, yeah. If you want to come with me, you are welcome to travel with me. And I promise Mans will not try to strangle you as much.
I will let you know after I get more understanding of what the options are.
All right. I'm not going to hold you to anything. I'm going to let you live your life.
So we'll say that the rest of the night goes peacefully with maybe some idle chatter. A few hours later, Boz, you probably wake from your trance. And shortly, or a few hours after that, sunrise happens and the next day is beginning.
Sunshine.
But that is where we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight. A lot of exposition, a lot of backstory, and seems like they're...
Just
a lot
think,
of
it
things are
only
coming
took us to episode 16 to actually get backstory, guys.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and there's still so much more.
But I know.
There is still... But things are now set for some decisions to be made, crossroads ahead for sure. But right now, that is all we're going to have. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, listening to us. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We had fun. I hope we had fun.
I did.
I did.
We had fun.
But I hope you tune in next time to watch us because we are, as always, to die for.
Hey.
Yeah, that's right. We had the movements. We'll get those someday.
We will get this.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Wave bye, man.
Doing the hand.
Bye.
Bye, man.
Wait,